Hello. Today I'm going to have a chat about limitations, really, after a brain injury. It's difficult because, as I've said before, once you've had your brain injury, your TBI, ABI, whatever brain-related condition you have, you're no longer the old you. That's straight away gone out the window somewhat. And the limitations kick in straight away because you're no longer you. You no longer have the awareness you used to have, so you're limited straight away anyway. Now, I was limited in the early days because I didn't want to leave the house. Simple as that, because I didn't have any awareness of who I was, where I was, what I was doing. But the confidence slowly came back. Fortunately for me, it wasn't a long process to learn who I was, essentially. I became aware and got some semblance of normality back reasonably quickly, if I'm honest. And started to venture into a brave new world, forgive the cliche. But it soon became clear that it was never going to be easy, because I am limited. I'm limited massively. I look fine from the outside, but that's the stigma we all have to face. I look reasonably okay most of the time, unless I'm having a seizure, unless I'm having some sort of mental breakdown. You'd never know I had a TBI in the first place. But it's not easy. I mean, clue one for me is I no longer drink alcohol. So tore your social circle pretty much straight away, because you don't want to go out, you don't want to drink, you don't want to get married, you don't want to do any of that anymore because you can't. Simple as that. So that's a limitation. Take alcohol out of the equation anyway. A long night exhausts you far more than it did anyway. Just getting to wherever the celebration was going to begin is fatigue-inducing at the best of times. But the limitations don't end there. I mean, the fatigue, as I've just touched upon, is massive. Seriously, massive. When I've finished making this film, I'll be fatigued just from the concentration of making it and the concentration of looking straight into the camera and keeping upright and trying to remember everything I've got to say. I don't even know how many of these films I've made now, but every single one at the end of it, after I press stop, I think to myself, damn, I forgot to say such and such. So, again, limitations. Memory, you see? I forget to say such and such. You forget, I mean, it's the old joke. A brain-injured person went into a pub and the barman says, "What do you want?" He said, "I don't know, where am I?" Tish. But sadly, it's true. So, trying to remember who you are and where you are, on top of the fatigue, on top of the fact that you can't hold a conversation a lot of the time without repeating yourself endlessly. Limitations. I mean, as I've said, I walked a marathon with my beautiful wife a few weeks ago, and I was no more tired at the end of it than I was when I finished making this film. I'll be exhausted. After 26 miles, I had the same level of exhaustion. There is no slightly tired, absolutely knackered, like there is pre-brain injury. There's one level, and it has different names. Totally fatigued, utterly exhausted, absolutely bollocksed. It all means exactly the same thing. And you never get higher than that or lower than that. You're just knackered permanently. Limitations. But the limitations go into everyday living as well. I mean, I've never had children. Never had children of my own. But when I married the Baroness, she already had 2 children, 2 wonderful children. Holly and Josh, 15 and 11. Now, the 15-year-old doesn't care. He's 15, full of angst and hormones and doesn't really care. He keeps himself to himself. He's absolutely fine. We get on like ice on fire. But the 11-year-old's a girl. She has friends and her entire life revolves around it. They have sleepovers. Not here they don't. Absolutely no chance. I mean, it pains me to say it, I feel guilty, but a house full of 11-year-old girls squealing. Gordon, background conversation gets on my nerves. Any background nerves. Any background nerves? Can't speak. Any background noise gets on my nerves. Any background nerves gets on my noise. Nearly. So, trying to get to sleep while 3, 4, 5, 11-year-old girls are squealing about the latest YouTube clip would drive me into a murderous frenzy. So it doesn't happen here. She goes elsewhere. She has fun times. She enjoys herself. But just not here. Because I can't cope with it. A lot of the time I can't cope with her on her own. Because she's in that needing to make noise phase all the time. Limitations. Noise. I can't cope. I can talk, I can chat, I can listen to something, but then bring another noise into the equation and my brain goes, no, shut down. What? Can't do it. I just can't cope. I'm absolutely certain that a lot of the reasons why I keep having petit mal seizures when I go out for a meal or a soft drink with my family is because we're always in a crowded environment. So I'm trying to have a conversation while 60 other people are having other conversations behind me. So it's brain overload. Limitations. Endless limitations. Memory. The inability to do things that you used to be able to do. Noise. Frustration. Lack of awareness. They're all limitations, and they're all limitations that creep into everyday life. I'd love to be able to do things with my stepdaughter/daughter that most parents can, but I can't. Fortunately, she understands that most of the time. She understands that she's now got a father who looks like a dick most of the time. But it's fun. I try my best. We have a laugh. We have a giggle. But I'm limited. I'm still me, but I'm limited. My wife understands this. The eldest child understands it to a certain level, but the 11-year-old is learning to understand it. She's known me since she was 8, but still, with maturity comes education, and she'll get there in much the same way as I get there, and I'm still getting there every day. But limitations, memory, and now I'm standing here waffling, desperately trying to think of other things I was going to cram into this 10-minute film, but I can't think of them, and like I've said already, as soon as I press stop, I'll think of them. But you can't let the limitations stop you. Yeah, I keep having petit mal seizures when I go to the pub with my family, but I'll keep going, because it can't beat me. I can't let it beat me, because I'm still me. I still have a life. I still have a wonderful family who mean the world and more to me. And if I stop, if I cease to participate, what sort of life am I going to have? None. Nil. Zero. So I'll continue. We'll have days out. We'll eat out. We'll have food. We'll eat. We'll drink Pepsi Cola. Other soft drinks are available because I don't drink alcohol. And we'll enjoy ourselves. I'll have bad days. I'll have good days. And I'll get through the bad days and be stronger for it, hopefully. Yeah, I was slated the other day online when I made a film about turning up for a hospital appointment and I'd been sent to the wrong hospital. I was slated on various quarters for being ungrateful that I have first class health service free of charge and I should learn to appreciate it. I've never said I don't appreciate it. The NHS in the UK has kept me alive, full stop. But when they send me to completely the wrong hospital with no warning and I turn up, limitations. My memory goes, was it me? Was it me that didn't realise I was supposed to be at a hospital 30 miles up the road? I've made plans for people to get me there. I've made plans for people to get me back. My wife's booked a day off work to get me there. It wasn't my doing. It was a clerical error. But apparently I should be grateful. But it's nothing to do with being grateful. It's my limitations. I can't work out frustrations in life, so I don't really appreciate it when people make errors and I fall into the well. I couldn't help it. I was just frustrated. And frustration is a massive part of a brain injured person's life. But you have to learn to live with it, you have to control it, and to a lesser degree you have to express it to get it out. Limitations, folks, we all have them, and we all have to get through them. Because if you don't, it makes your hair look stupid. That's all for now, folks. Speak to you again soon. Bye.